You're not from Geneva, are you?
No. I'm not Swiss. I'm Polish.
Do you want to make a reference to the fact that...
Last week's episode was terrible?
Yeah, I'm sorry about last week, guys. I was feeling really ill. I wasn't hungover, but let's not talk about what happened. It was not good. It was my fault. I was asleep. And clearly JF is...
a terrible producer at that.
The worst I've ever seen.
Okay.
This week, Geneva, which is how I felt last week.
What does that mean?
You ever see the Soundgarden song? It's like, looking California, but
Yeah.
feeling Minnesota.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So what is Geneva?
I was feeling a little Geneva last week. I'm looking at too. But this week, we're covering the Geneva Auto Show.
Okay. Let's do it for real.
All right. For real.
Geneva Auto Show.
Are we rolling? Cette semaine, sur The Road Testament, on va discuter des voitures françaises comme la Citroen DS3. On va discuter des voitures italiennes comme la Pagani. On va discuter pourquoi JF n'a pas de copine.
Est-ce que c'est I don't know what you're saying? Or,
Well, for the 15% of people who watch The Road Testament in English, we decided to switch to a rotational format with different languages. Next week, we could do Swedish or Russian.
don't know. Anyway, we're talking about the Geneva Auto Show today because next week, well, already we've seen an onslaught of new cars revealed or leaked.
Based on how terrible some of them are, I really do feel like...
They're not terrible.
It's an onslaught.
Geneva is one of the biggest auto shows of the year, and we need to discuss it, so let's do that. What are we going to start with?
The Aston Martin Virage.
Virage, yeah. A car that's set to be in the middle between the DBS and the DB9. Right in the middle.
Which is above the Vantage.
Above the Vantage.
Which has 5
below
versions.
the Vanquish and below the 177.
You like this car?
No.
Me neither. Why?
I don't know where this car... I don't get... This car is a facelift before they replace the DB9. It's a... it's going to be... It's a priced out package with different body panels, more carbon fiber.
You sounds like the Reventon.
It doesn't fit right. Because whenever a new car comes out, you see spy shots of it in testing. You especially see it with performance cars. I didn't know this car was going to come out until about 10 days ago.
That's because they didn't have a car to release and they decided to stuff something out there. This is the difference between Aston Martin, whose design I love, and Porsche. Every car Porsche makes, every car Ferrari makes, whether you like it or not, each car is an individual idea, designed differently with a different purpose. And Aston Martins, as beautiful as they are, all look the same, except the 177.
Yeah.
But top to bottom, the average man in the street dreams of having an Aston Martin. They're beautiful. I'd love to have one. But you could give me the cheapest one because the more expensive ones don't give me any more of what I want, which is an Aston Martin.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with Porsche or Ferrari. I think this is just a placeholder car and a disappointment. But
moving on to the new Pagani
Huayra. Is that right?
Yeah, it's Huayra.
Huayra.
Okay, I want to start off. This car is, I think, one of the coolest cars ever to come out in the past few years. I read up on it. It was designated the C9. It was actually supposed to come out 2 years ago, but Mr. Pagani said, wrong economy, let's hold it and let's improve it. And how did they improve it? Carbon fiber with a titanium weave. It is DOT legal. It will be coming to the U.S. It has flaps, not just for braking, but for turning.
The flap goes on the right.
So if you're turning left, you need more downforce on the inside.
Have you seen that picture where the exhaust flames are coming out and the flaps are going like this? Very cool.
But if you're turning left, you want more downforce on the inside of the car, so only the left flap will come up. It's absolutely mind-bogglingly cool.
And that's especially effective on that one Pagani that's ever been taken at high speed on the road.
Come on, people drive these cars.
Well, there was one that was crashed last week. The guy...
Well, the prototype, it was the...
No. A kid in Monaco crashed and wrecked one. And
this is one of the Zondas?
Yeah. And his 23-year-old Lithuanian passenger, what do you want to bet it was a girl, walked away. That's another story.
I love the design, the interior gear shift thing. It's so badass. This car is so cool.
Okay, I agree with you 100%. And when people hate me, they hate me for comments like this. Okay?
People hate you for more than just these comments.
What makes the 911?
It's design.
The DNA.
The
DNA.
It comes from the roots of the
every generation, every 5 to 7 years, you see a new 911, and it's an evolution.
Yes.
But it's still 911, and you can see that. This car is, it's awesome. It's an evolution of the Zonda. And if Pagani...
No. It is not. It's a completely new car.
But it looks like an evolution of a Zonda.
Well, which is what a brand is supposed to have. It's supposed to be...
It should be called the Zonda 2.
But it's not the Zonda.
They're going down the road of Aston Martin here. Luckily for them, they only make one awesome car, granted. But you want to buy a Pagani, or are you buying a Zonda? Are you buying a... This is...
Huayra.
They should call... And by the way, from the outside, the average person wouldn't know that it's a new car.
Doesn't matter. It has goings. People don't give a crap about it.
All right, it does something awesome, of course, but this we have to go into the Aventador as the next
Lamborghini,
car.
yes.
Because the Aventador, you know what I'm going to say now, at least does look different from Murcielago.
A little bit, not as different as the Diablo. Whoa, I suck. Not as different as the change went from the Diablo to the Murcielago. This isn't the LP700-4 isn't cool enough in my opinion.
Just out of curiosity, how much is the LP700-4 Aventador?
Don't know.
How much do you think it costs?
It's going to be up there.
$300-$400?
$390.
How much is the Huayra?
$650.
Once you can afford these kinds of cars,
yeah,
you'd be out of your mind not to just get the Pagani.
Yeah,
because it looks like the business.
Yeah, but the Lamborghini has Audi engineering, it has warranties, and of course it is a I'm not going to say douchebag mobile, but it will...
Thank God you're going to take grief for that, because I'm not going to call it douchebag mobile. I reserve that for...
It has a lot of the same design characteristics as the Reventon, which is cool.
I hate the Reventon. Aventador.
Yeah?
Yeah, I gotta say I'm a little underwhelmed so far.
Yeah.
I mean, the Murcielago, I'm not a fan of Lamborghini.
But
I had a Countach poster on the wall as a kid. I had a Vector W12 poster on the wall. Does that give me credit? I mean, Vector. That's a man supercar, not these jokes that they roll around now. But the Countach was incredible. The Diablo won't be remembered as fondly as the Countach.
Yeah.
But I think the Murcielago is going to age very well.
Yep.
I mean, the interior quality may not age well, but the design of it. It was a clean design. It really was.
Well, it still had
a beautiful
car.
It
was German mixed with it. It was a perfect balance between German and Italian. Audi.
It looks completely Italian to me.
Okay.
And you know something? I called that car a lawnmower many times. I crashed one that wasn't mine, thank God. But a fantastically beautiful car. And I think the Reventon, and now you see the trickle down design, whatever, to the Aventador. I kind of feel like they're adding like tackier elements to what it was a beautiful, beautiful design. I hope that I think this may go the way of the Diablo and be a less beloved model from Lamborghini. Which brings us...
We gotta go a little faster. What's next?
Well, we got two. We got...
Tomasso
SLC.
SLC. 5 Series.
I mean, we discussed
Designed by Pininfarina.
But we had the Pantera episode. We gotta bring that up.
Yeah.
A few months ago. The Tomasso Pantera. Awesome. Because you had Italian design and American engineering.
Yep.
And it was a great combination, and the designs were beautiful. Di Tomasso came from Ferrari.
Yeah.
Alexander Di Tomasso didn't he work for Ferrari at one point?
At one point, yeah.
Okay, now you have this thing, which looks like
a 5 Series GT.
Yeah,
I don't get it, and we don't know all the facts. I'm sure something's going to come out more.
I don't care if we're running out of time. I got to say this: it looks like a bad Asian manufacturer's copy of the 5 Series Grand Tour, which is horrible.
Yep.
This must be a mistake.
Okay. Last question. Best car of the show?
Well, and the last car that we're talking about, Citroen DS3 Black Series.
Is it Black Series?
That's what it's called.
Yeah?
Yeah, and this car, this is the best car you can't buy in America.
Citroen, well, it's okay. We only have 15% of the people watching.
But the Citroen DS3, I mean, this is a mini killer.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Fiat Abarth 500 that's coming looks like a really cool car and might, I don't know if it's a mini killer.
Well, are Citroens cool now?
Citroens are cool now.
Okay.
Because you have this DS3 is just awesome.
Okay.
There's a DS4 coming. I haven't seen that yet. The C5 sedan, the C6.
The C4 we drove on the Nürburgring was terrible.
Well, that's an older design. But if you look at the Audi A6, you know, our friend Johnny Lieberman, Motor Trend, gave the A6 a pretty bad review. Said it was really boring. If you're looking at a Citroen C6 sedan, it has a very similar profile. It is not boring. Every touch on it really jumps out at you.
Yeah.
And I love Audis. And the A6 has always been kind of the less beloved stepchild. But Citroen, hitting out of the ballpark every time they come out with a car now. The DS3, beautiful. I mean, look at this car.
I know. End of show.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Do svidania. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Bonne chance, Jeff, avec ta copine. J'espère.
Got anything else?
Got some Russian insults, but for our Russian friends out there, Dobry noch и спасибо.